great experience. In '99, they got the opportunity to move back to Texas, Dyess Air Force Base. Spent the next 5 years at Dyess, so probably nice to go back home. And then he got the opportunity to enjoy Europe for the first time. It was Spangdahlem, but before that it was Rhein-Main. Just a short tour of Rhein-Main, and then finish it off at Spangdahlem. I'll talk a little bit more about Spangdahlem in a minute. After Spangdahlem, he got the opportunity again to come back to Texas and do another 4 years, this time at Lackland, working at the Air Force ISR agency. If you know anything about AFISRA, it's where we have a lot of specialized kind of intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance missions, and that's a huge job. We actually have quite a few communicators there doing that role. So he was in actually a pretty big pool of comm folks and cyber folks there at AFISRA. Another thing I think is important to point out is kind of about in that time, a lot of you guys also understand that we went through the whole comm transformation to cyber. And again, you know, he's a 3CO or computer systems operations guy, and then he's picked to move into cyber surety, which, as you guys may or may not know, it's not the easiest career field to operate in and to be selected for. So that's a significant accomplishment there. After the 4 years at Lackland, it's just about 6 months now that he's been assigned to SHAPE, and he works in our NATO Information Assurance Technical Center over Building 101, again, defending networks and doing really the important work that you really don't see on a day in and day out basis, but he's there doing that work, and it's very important. So before I get started and lace the floor, I just want to point out a couple things. Going through his EPRs, there were some things that I noticed that I thought were pretty cool. Like I talked about, cybersecurity, you know, network defense, you know, he's done a lot of that stuff throughout his career. But then there's this one period at Spangdahlem where he did a lot of BlackBerry stuff. And if you've ever been assigned to a comm squadron, you know that the bane of the existence of the comm squadron commander sometimes is the BlackBerry server. And let's face it, the reason that is because of who holds BlackBerries. We're talking about our senior leadership. Sometimes they're not the most patient folks in the world. They're pretty busy, got a lot of meetings to go to, and you know, BlackBerry's got to be working all the time. I mean, how many times do we get a phone call where they say my BlackBerry's not working, I haven't received an email in 30 minutes? That's because nobody's emailed you in 30 minutes. So, very difficult issue for a comm squadron commander to deal with, but it shows you the level of trust they had in somebody like Sergeant Lacey to be able to take care of that, and he was integral in the installation, operations, and maintenance of the BlackBerry server. And this was back in 05, 06 when it was really starting to take off too. Again on AFISRA, 2011, Major General Larson Award, 3DOX3 category. That is a very significant achievement. Like I said, there's a lot of cyber people at Lackland, and he won one of those really prestigious annual awards. Not everybody wins those. It's important to understand that. Finally, the war on terror. He's got 3 deployments under his belt. He went to Manas, Kyrgyzstan in 2003 when that was kind of a crazy place. 06, 07, Al Udeid, 06, 07 time frame. And then 2010, Tampa-stan, as we all like to call it. You know, I'm actually from Tampa, so I know it's actually a pretty nice place. But you know, working for CENTCOM is never easy, no matter whether you're in the AOR or whether you're at the headquarters of CENTCOM. And he was no kidding in the middle of Operation Enduring Freedom, Operation Iraqi Freedom, and Horn of Africa operations on a daily basis. So very, very important work that he was doing there. Outstanding career. so far. One thing I just want to mention is, forgot to mention, one of the most important parts, Dias, of the Dias trip was he had his twin girls there, Eris and Amaya, and part of the reason I bring that up is his family wasn't able to make the trip with him to Shape. Every once in a while we get into those situations where your family just can't travel with you. And you know, I had a long talk with him about this yesterday, talking about his wife, his kids, his boys playing high school football. You know, very strong family, and definitely not the situation we were looking for him to come over here without his family. But you can just tell that there's a strong bond there. It's a very strong family unit, and I know they miss you today, and I know that they wish they could be here. But obviously you guys were together in spirit. Very important day for both of you. Not the same, but again, impressive conversation when you talk about your family. I think they know you love them. I'm going to finish off your career with a quote before you get the chance to talk. Obviously more to come as a Master Sergeant, and everybody's looking forward to you being a Master Sergeant. But this is an important quote from your 2006-2007 EPR, and it concerns your volunteer activities at IUD. This is really, really a great quote. Outstanding NCO! Exclamation point. Volunteered 100 hours as a salsa dance instructor. Smooth moves catapulted morale for deployed warfighters. It doesn't get any better than that. That's what I call a deployment, and that's somebody that's ready to be a Master Sergeant. So why don't you come on up, we'll get you promoted. Publish the order.
Attention to orders. In accordance with the provisions set forth in Air Force Instruction 36-2502, and by the order of the Secretary of the Air Force, Technical Sergeant Cedric Lacey, having demonstrated outstanding leadership and dedication to duty, is hereby promoted to the permanent rank of Master Sergeant, effective 1 April 2013. Senior Navigator McPherson and Master Sergeant Norris, would you please come forward to help him on his new rank?
Get a little closer, guys.